My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. On this day in 1928, God showed the 26-year-old priest Josemaria Escriva a profound way of living the Christian vocation in the middle of the world. That which Josemaria saw that day would eventually be called Opus Dei, the work of God. Those who lived closely with Saint Josemaria have told us that on anniversaries such as the one we are celebrating today, the founder would be especially recollected and moved, pondering deeply all that God had done in his life. Jesus, during our conversation with you, we want to step back in order to appreciate this new style of life that you have passed on to us through this good and faithful servant of yours. Saint Josemaria taught us how to turn our everyday life into a marvelous divine adventure. However, he did not simply leave it as a noble exhortation. How much he loved those words of St. Paul, "Pray constantly." This was a clear invitation to strive to become nothing less than genuine contemplatives, no matter what our situation in life happens to be. Here is how he put it in the homily Towards Holiness from 1967. In recommending this unbroken union with God, am I not presenting an ideal so sublime that it is unattainable by the majority of Christians? Certainly the goal is high, but it is not unattainable. The path that leads to holiness is the path of prayer. And prayer ought to take root and grow in the soul little by little, like the tiny seed that later develops into a tree with many branches. But concretely, how should we go about praying constantly, given our very busy day and many responsibilities? Well, in a word, the plan of life. An approach that converts our noble aspiration into a life of prayer that nourishes us throughout the day. What a difference it makes to organize our day around specific rendezvous with you, Jesus. Start with our precious time for meditation or mental prayer. Then, 15 minutes of spiritual reading, which nourishes and enlightens our spiritual life and knowledge of doctrine. The Holy Rosary, which makes our love for Mary truly palpable. And finally, the centerpiece, the Holy Mass, through which we become more united to you, Jesus, day after day. Many of us praying together right now have been working away at this plan of life for years. As time goes by, we come to realize that there is much, much more to the plan of life than simply checking off a list of pious practices. Our glorious task is to pursue you, Jesus, throughout the day. As St. Josemaria said in that homily of 1967, we shake off slavery through prayer. We know that we are free, born on the wings of a lover's nuptial song, a canticle of love, which makes us want never to be parted from God. It is a new mode of going about this earth, a mode that is divine, supernatural, marvelous. To celebrate today's anniversary, we ask St. Josemaria to help us grow even more in love with our plan of life. Our faithful fulfillment of our prayer life has enormous importance. Whenever St. Josemaria visited a center of Opus Dei, he invariably encouraged everyone, "Do the norms well for me." Even during truly dramatic moments in his life, such as those terrible years of the Spanish Civil War, St. Josemaria helped those with him to value the plan of life. For example, he referred to, quote, "these norms of piety that give us a charming autonomy and at the same time keep us aiming higher and prevent us from slipping into complacency," end of quote. In November 1937, during the Spanish Civil War, St. Josemaria embarked on a perilous expedition over the Pyrenees in order to reach freedom. A diary entry from a member of the group is especially eloquent. He writes, "Damp and stiff with cold, we hardly touched our meager provisions, and spent the day huddled in our blankets, 3 blankets among the 8 of us. In these days full of trouble, fatigue, and hunger, it is very difficult to do the norms, but we do them. If we cannot dedicate the usual time to them, we shorten things, but we do them." At one point during the passage over the Pyrenees, the small group reached a spot where they could safely rest for an entire day. The keeper of the journal recorded the following. To lift their spirits, Father Josemaria jovially announced that there would take place on that day a general constituent assembly, opening in mid-morning under his honorable presidency. Its purpose was none other than to distribute duties and set a schedule for work and for the norms of piety. The following schedule was unanimously approved. Rise, 7 a.m. Prayer, 7:15. Holy Mass, 7:45. Prayers of the work. Breakfast and joyful mysteries of the Rosary. Gathering wood, walking, etc. At noon, Angelus and sorrowful mysteries. Lunch, visit to the Blessed Sacrament, walk. Prayer, 5 p.m. Conference, 7 p.m. Supper and glorious mysteries. Examination of conscience, resolutions, retire at 10 p.m. Deo omnis gloria. All glory to God. The journal keeper then concludes, they soon came to appreciate the importance of that schedule as a mainstay of discipline, a defense against idleness and discouragement, and a means of bolstering optimism. Lord, thank you. Thank you for giving us this new style of life through this good and faithful servant of yours. Continue to bless all of us as we continue to pursue this blessed goal of becoming genuine contemplatives in the middle of the world. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help in putting them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.